It starts with laughter. Uncontrollable, eerie, almost inhuman laughter. And then tremors, confusion, and death. This is not a horror movie. This is what happens when you eat a human brain. In this video, we're diving into one of the most disturbing medical mysteries in history, a disease that spreads through ritual cannibalism, a tribe that unknowingly fed it for generations, and a question that chills to the bone. What really happens when you consume human flesh? Deep in the lush, mist-covered highlands of Papua New Guinea, the Fore people once practiced a sacred tradition, honoring the dead by consuming their remains. It was an act of love, not violence, of respect, not horror. But sometime in the 20th century, villagers, especially women and children, began dying from a strange illness. It started with odd changes in behavior, difficulty walking, and a tremor that made their bodies shake uncontrollably. Then came the fits of laughter, and finally, death. Doctors called it Kuru, the laughing sickness. At first, the disease baffled medical professionals. It didn't spread like any virus. It wasn't bacterial. It wasn't genetic. Yet it moved like a curse, taking generation after generation. The Fore had no explanation, and to the outside world, it looked like something out of folklore. That is, until Western researchers arrived in the 1950s and began digging deeper into what was really happening, and how it all traced back to the tribe's most sacred ritual. Enter Dr. Creutzfeldt Jakob, a virologist who would later win the Nobel Prize for his work on Kuru. Jakob noticed a chilling pattern. The disease only affected those who participated in mortuary feasts. In particular, those who consumed the brain. Through autopsies and field studies, researchers discovered that Kuru was caused by Prion, misfolded proteins that infect the brain and cause it to disintegrate from the inside out. Once inside a human host, these prion act like a virus with no cure, no treatment, and a 100% fatality rate. And they're almost impossible to destroy, even through cooking. But why did it only affect the Fore tribe? Were they the only ones practicing cannibalism? Were there other cases hidden in history? And here's where the mystery deepens. Kuru isn't the only prion disease. In fact, it's eerily similar to Creutzfeldt Jakob disease and mad cow disease, both of which are linked to the consumption of infected nervous tissue. Could it happen again? Could an unknown case of prion contamination still be out there? While Kuru seems to have disappeared following the ban of ritual cannibalism in the 1960s, the terrifying truth is that prion can incubate for decades. Some believe there may still be carriers today, unaware and ticking. Imagine, you eat a piece of your loved one's brain to keep their spirit alive, and years later, you start losing your mind. You laugh uncontrollably, your muscles collapse, your identity erodes. This is not fiction. This happened to hundreds, possibly thousands, and all because of love, culture, and a deadly misunderstanding of biology. Today, Kuru is all but extinct, but it left behind a terrifying legacy, a warning about the limits of tradition, the hidden dangers of our own biology, and the razor-thin line between honor and horror. So, what happens if you eat a human brain? You don't just risk your life, you risk your mind. If you found this story disturbing, fascinating, or both, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what other strange medical mysteries or dark histories should we cover next?